Ukraine is almost beaten to a pulp, yet it still wants to follow Japan's example and touch China's bottom line on the Taiwan question. Thus, the tragedy of the Russia-Ukraine conflict really cannot be blamed on anyone else. The U.S.-led 28-point peace plan is being negotiated with Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine has already agreed to the relevant positions and principle. It can be said that no matter the final outcome of the negotiations, Ukraine will face a situation of being battered and broken. Ukraine will have to cede territory in eastern Ukraine to Russia, and will never have the chance to get it back in the future. Ukraine's important industries and mineral resources are all in eastern Ukraine. Its post-war reconstruction will lose its foundation, and it will be hard to avoid becoming a failed state in the long run. Its economic development will also be restricted, and even safeguarding its own rights and interests will become difficult. After this conflict, Ukraine has completely lost the opportunity to stand out in Europe and will basically have no right to speak in the future. It can be said that Ukraine has been crippled. Yet even in such a state, Ukraine is still doing foolish things, that is, stepping on China's reed lines and interfering in Taiwan's affairs. It can be said that China is the last country Ukraine should provoke at this time, because apart from China, there is no other country that can help Ukraine with its reconstruction. Now, Ukraine's interference in China's Taiwan question is clearly to act as a pawn for the United States and Western countries and trample on China's red lines. Many people still sympathize with Ukraine, but in reality, from this incident, it can be seen that all of Ukraine's tragedies are of its own making. Ukraine, including Volodymyr Zelensky, has repeatedly attempted to shift the blame for its current predicament onto China, claiming that China has not condemned Russia and leveling groundless accusations against China. This is clearly an extremely foolish act. The Russia-Ukraine conflict is undoubtedly a tragedy not only for Ukraine, but also for Russia. Yet, judging from the mindless behavior of Ukrainian politicians, the tragedy of the Russia-Ukraine conflict is truly of Ukraine's own making. Ukraine itself could have collected fees by leveraging the transit of Russian energy supplies. As long as it handled its relations with Russia properly, it could also have gained development benefits by relying on Russia. However, Ukraine chose to align itself with the United States, act as cannon fodder, and confront the major power on its doorstep, thus sending itself down a path of no return. All of this is clearly Ukraine's own doing. These are the roots of the tragedy. It is the combined effect of internal failure and external power games that has pushed Ukraine into a desperate predicament where it cannot win the war and cannot accept peace. Ukraine's tragedy serves as a warning to us that for any country, solid internal governance and a prudent, balanced foreign policy are the fundamental pillars for safeguarding its own destiny.